are. 3, 2.
Welcome, cop blockers. Here we are on the 16th of December, 2015, final show of this year, the new and improved Cop Block Radio. We we got some stories coming up for you tonight. Pretty good stuff. We got the 12 days of Cop Block contest. We got a submission that I want to go through. As far as the stories go, we got the Poconos, East Stroudsburg police shoot a man inside a Walmart. Say they were justified.
Again?
Really quickly too, didn't they?
Yeah, I guess.
It was just last week, but we'll get to that.
Well, who is that on the other end of the line? I think I got Severin and Matthew on the other end of the line.
How are you doing over there, Leo?
What's up, Leo?
Lehigh Valley residents. This is all your backyard, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, everything in our top stories today, it seems like, is all right in our backyard. We're experiencing full-blown assholery when it comes to the police.
Yeah, I don't know which one to label douchebag of the week yet. It's
Well,
it's hard.
I'd say for me, douchebag of the week would be the Oklahoma fucking crybaby. Thank God he filed
No, come on, dude.
shit, fucking
We got it.
cocksucker.
Today in the stories, we have a cop that shot a cat with a shotgun. I think
Yeah, that's pretty douchebag
of
too.
the week right there.
I
I
hate
think
cats.
Daniel-
Fuck cats.
I think Daniel can hold douchebag of December, but just for the week, I'd say the cat shooter definitely can hold that one down.
So, Dio, you want to tell us what the top stories today are?
I think I just did, didn't I?
Yeah, I think you did.
Oh, okay.
Later on, we're going to have Josh Hodkins on. Used to be Cop Block editor, Cop Block contributor now. He's writing stories. He's got a new Welcome Copsuckers page out on the copblock.org on the website. So it should be interesting to see what that's all about.
I love
Yeah,
Josh's
talk to
style.
him.
When I first came on the scene and I was first started writing, I actually hooked up with him a few times just so he could help me get my style down, get down how I want to write, and be able to get my point across and have humor and stuff in it. He's a really talented writer, honestly.
He's got a flair for writing.
Yeah, and his way of using words leaves you thinking and leaves you smiling at the end.
And although
Did
that
you
you
know
can't,
he has
you can't see this on the radio, by all means, guys, he's got a hell of a beard as well. Just letting you all know that the beard is what brings the motivation and the flair to the writing.
Y'all look like terrorists, man.
No, we look like men with our beards. Thank you.
I don't know, man. You might
I
wanna
just
be
had the
careful.
douchebag beard going, guys.
They
I don't
rated
have the
the
full
chin
thing.
strap.
They rated a beard get-together, man. Don't just be careful is all I'm telling you, man. That's why I stick with the fucking porn stash.
Hey, man, the porn stash is working over there.
Well, I was born in the 70s, so it works, I'm not changing it. I don't give a
You were
fuck.
born
You can
into
call it
the
a
porn
70s
stash.
porn stash. I don't give a fuck. Go ahead. Have at it.
So, Dio, before we go to the commercial, you think we should watch one of these videos of
Well, you got something.
we got 3 top stories today. It's been a really busy week, so we could do eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Well, first of all,
We're men,
have
we
you been
don't say that.
contacted by the government? Did you? We need to keep that tradition alive.
Oh, have I been contacted by the
Contacted by
government?
the
Let me
government.
think about that. Matt, you answer that. Let me think if I
Please.
have. I can't remember.
I have
What
not
do we
been
got?
contacted this week by the government. I have been contacted this week by the government. Nothing exciting, just honestly, I was almost stabbed a couple weeks ago out in front of my house because I live in like the world's best neighborhood. They just wanted to send me some stuff, make sure I didn't have medical bills. It's nothing crazy. It wasn't anything on the negative, but I had a little bit of contact. Nothing fun. Nothing really noticeable. Them just doing their jobs.
And I've barely been out of the house, so I haven't been contacted by them. Who I
Yeah,
have been contacted by, someone who wanted to be in the 12 Days of Christmas contest because they sent me a copy of what they thought would be appropriate lyrics for that song, and it goes 12 feared for my life, 11 lies under oath, 10 fake reports, 9 hey he lunged at me,
He lunged at me.
8 botched raids, 7 civil forfeitures,
Stop taking my money.
6 murdered pets, 5
He
donuts.
loves the cats.
5 donuts. 4 quit resisting.
Put your hands up.
3 slain children.
They were so
2 paid
young.
administrative leaves, and a seatbelt ticket for free.
I like that.
It's not too bad. That is definitely the spirit of what I was looking for. So he's in so far, being the lone entrant. He's in contention. You got until midnight of Christmas Eve to get.
So why don't you remind the listeners what that contest is again, Dio?
Yeah, we get. I put out a call for people to give us some content. I want to hear the 12 Days of Christmas. Give me what you got. I wanted the lyrics changed to be similar to what my man Chuck sent me there. So I would have much rather if he put it on video or something, or at least on audio or something like that. But I know how difficult that is to get.
Play it.
Well, I know how difficult that is to get done. Otherwise I would have had it done for tonight.
Well,
but,
since this year you had the contest going, I think it's only appropriate that for everyone that enjoyed the contest, that we put together a long, good music video of all the cop blockers singing this song. That will be my goal for the next year. I want to be able to release that by next Christmas time.
You know what? If you could just get everyone, you need 12 guys, right? So you get 12 guys to send you a 6-second clip of them doing each day. Somebody doing each day. One guy doing the first day, one guy doing the second day, and blah blah blah.
My only one question is can we have Tom Cruise in there? Can Tom Cruise be a part of it?
Hey. You know what? We try to get in touch with celebrities so that they can get the word out about Cop Block and what we do and stuff, and to keep the police accountable. And to stress the message that badges don't grant extra rights. But if a celebrity wants to come on, I don't give a fuck if it's Pee Wee Herman. I
actually tried to reach out.
Whoever's your worst fucking Pauly Shore, I don't give a shit. Anybody wants to call in, any celebrities want to be on it. Well, whatever. Whoever is your worst, pick your worst. Who's the person you'd least like to see? I don't give a shit. Put them on.
I was
if
a little
somebody that's going to
disappointed.
spread the message. Put them on.
I reached out to Quentin Tarantino back when all that was going on, with him speaking out against the New York police.
Yeah, and then he goes up and says some shit, and then doesn't even mention us. What the hell?
Yeah, he didn't want to. I got all the way up to his publicist. I got a call back from his publicist, and they were going to run it by him to see if he would come on the radio show. And I guess shortly after that, he started trying to pull away from the whole police negativity scene. And I guess any interviews with us would have made that scene look like it was more blown up. I don't think he anticipated his words to blow up like they did.
What the fuck do people expect, man? I mean, this is not a closet issue anymore.
Yeah.
No, not at all. Batman is
no
fighting
longer
crime.
something. This is no longer something that you can fucking hide underneath the rug anymore. I mean, departments all over the fucking country are scrambling as to what to fucking do about this. And it's always turns out to be some type of revenge against the filmers, not, trying to reform their own fucking stupid asses.
Well, no, I was serious about Batman and Superman. They both those mainstream comics now have the superheroes fighting crooked cops and saving the weak, innocent civilian. And I like to see that. It's becoming more of a mainstream idea that cops are thugs, and it's a good thing.
Yeah, but then you still have all those buddy cop movies that come out to try to make them look good. I mean, it's both sides. It plays all sides.
Okay, buddy cop movies aside, let's think back about how far back can you remember seeing movies, and how far back can you remember fucking police references being, as being that way. It's been that way for a long time. You had Serpico back in the 70s. I mean, that's like the earliest reference to police being beaten on people and stuff like that, and being crooked and everything that I can remember in movies. But just do yourself a favor. Go through and watch some of the Simpsons episodes over the last 25 years, and you can see like how it's progressed over the last 25 years. They made jokes back when they first started about police brutality. They fucking been doing it for 25 years. It's really not funny anymore.
Yeah, I mean, South Park does the same thing, and I mean, they hit really hard on some issues, but at the same time, at the end of the day, it's still like we got to stop joking about it and start
Well,
doing
coming up
things
on
about
the
it.
hour, we have a whole bunch of other stories. We have great guests today on Cop Block Radio. Sorry, guys, that snuck up on me.
No, it's okay.
That's
We
it snuck up on all of us.
It's whenever we're rolling and having a decent conversation that they creep up on me like that.
You know, it's funny because when I was a kid, I can remember some of my first earliest entertainment before there even was cable for us was fucking
Good share there, Josh. I don't know if you guys saw that over in the chat window, but he even said Mark Twain would troll a little bit here. Let's see.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that puts it back in what, the fucking 1800s or some shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know. But then again, the whole world was like that back then. You know, it wasn't just the cops at that point. There was all kinds of fucking crazy shit going on back then. If you ever watch any kind of like history shows, period pieces, and things like that, you know. But I mean, when I was a kid,
trolled the Copsucker.
when I was a kid, my dad, and he may not be very popular now, but when I was a kid, he was very popular. Bill Cosby, right? And my dad gave me one of his record albums from back then, a fucking record album. I used to have to. You know, like that would play before the shit would play, right? So he used to talk about he had a routine about Superman. He was like, Superman's walking down the street, he goes and ducks into a phone booth and stuff, and he starts to change his clothes there. And next thing you know, a cop comes up and he's like, "What are you doing in the phone booth?" "I'm changing clothes, officer." Like, well, you can't do that. Get the hell out of the phone booth. He's like, but wait a minute, officer, I'm Superman. Can't you see this red S on my chest? He says, all right, and I'm going to give you a red S and a black eye if you don't come out of that phone booth. And that's the earliest reference I have of fucking police brutality, you know?
I wish I had an echo button.
Shouldn't that
So
come
Matt,
with your
you
thing?
know how to use a what's the thing called, the soundboard?
Yeah. I don't know if it'll actually play, but
What do you got, 4 minutes on a commercial?
Yeah, we come back.
did that play?
What time is
Yeah,
that?
no,
I
I'm
don't
saying,
see applause on my fucking clock.
When I get a professional soundboard, do you know how to run one?
I would have to look at it, but depending on what it is, I could probably work it out, yeah.
We should look into hiring someone as an engineer.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna teach myself.
You have enough to do, and if you're going to be on air, look at all the greats. They all have somebody on the side doing the sound effects.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about asking my wife to do it, but her schedule right now is too busy.
It just has to be somebody that can tell where we need the effects.
Yeah, because if we have the whole soundboard hooked up, there will be a whole microphone port for someone to be sitting here adjacent to me listening to the show before, with the pause in it, because there'll be a delay. I'm getting a professional-ass soundboard. It's nice.
When do we come back? 20 after?
In 35 seconds.
What time's our next break?
In 29.
29 after?
All right, so what do you want to do when we come back? Play that video from that thing then, right?
Let's jump into the top stories.
Yeah, play the video from the thing, from the one top story about the Poconos.
All right,
start off with that. Get that up.
I'll bring us back in then.
Go ahead. I'll smoke weed. I'll go mute and smoke weed.
A bag of really good weed.
Oh,
Welcome
don't
back
take
to
that, officer.
Top Block Radio.
That's not what we're looking for.
Oh, come on. I think it should have been in there somewhere. How else are you supposed to cope with the police beatings?
How about,
if you don't have
officer,
a little
please don't take
refreshments?
my weed.
So we're in the top of the hour, and we're going to jump right into a few stories out of Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania.
Hey, that's just right up the street from me.
Yeah, I just realized that today. That Stroudsburg, I thought Stroudsburg was close to me. It's about 45 minutes away. But
Yeah. Hop, skip, and jump.
Way to know your state.
Yeah, good job, sir.
yeah, I don't know where the hell I am anymore. I use GPS to get to the neighbor's house. But okay, so we're in Stroudsburg, where a man with a pellet gun is shot and killed by the local police.
Another BB gun, huh?
Another BB gun, another Walmart shopping center. They're ruling this one a justified homicide. Let's listen to the news report.
Winter is coming.
Cop Block Radio does not endorse whatever this commercial is.
What the fuck?
Always on.
Turn it up.
Yep.
Authorities in the Poconos have ruled a deadly shooting inside a Walmart store was justified. The police officers were in the right when they shot and killed a man who pointed a gun at customers and at cops and at his own head. WFNZ's Kelly Gibbs is live in the newsroom with the story. Kelly?
Well, Rob, now the sister of the man who was shot inside of that store is speaking out on Facebook. She says her brother suffered from several mental health disorders and was literally not himself at the time he was shot. We also spoke with a witness who described the scene inside of the store that night. Shortly after 10 p.m. Saturday night, police were dispatched to the scene. An armed man inside Walmart on Lincoln Avenue in East Stroudsburg, Monroe County. One witness, Chris Torino, who does not want to appear on camera, described the terrifying scene.
We were standing in Garden Center waiting to pick up layaway, and people started screaming. And one guy was screaming for his wife to run out of the store.
When officers arrived, they say they found 20-year-old Andrew Todd of Mount Bethel and ordered him to drop his weapon.
He continued to refuse those commands, pointing the weapon at the officers. They then fired, striking the individual. After striking him, they took him into custody.
Todd was transported to Pocono Medical Center in East Stroudsburg, where he died. Police have not yet indicated why Todd walked into the store armed. In a post on social media, Nicole Todd wrote that her baby brother did not go into the Walmart with the intentions of harming anyone and knew he would likely be shot if police saw he was armed. She continued writing that Todd suffered from depression, multiple personality disorder, and anxiety disorders. Mental health specialist Tina Clymer describes multiple personality disorder as rare and severe.
They are kind of completely removed from who they typically are. And it's usually, but not always, a result of traumatic experiences that have happened on a long-term basis.
In a statement, a store representative said, "We will continue to fully cooperate with their investigation. We take the safety and security of our stores very seriously so that Walmart remains a safe shopping experience for our customers." State police investigators ruled Todd's shooting justified. The home where Todd's family lives in Northampton County has a no trespassing sign posted outside of it.
So,
C9 News respected their privacy. Thankfully, no customers or police officers.
Yeah, that's enough of that lamestream newscast.
Yeah.
unbelievable that the lamestream media would not even mention the fact that it was a pellet gun.
Oh no, they said it was justified. So if you give too much information to the contrary, then that just makes the whole bullshit story fall apart.
Yeah, I mean, I'm speechless. I'm disgusted. How many cops are going to shoot people with pellet guns? Like, why are they allowed? They go through training. They can't see which guns are real and which guns aren't.
Well, I mean, here's my question. 1992, the order comes out that the pellet guns, toy guns, all that have to have that 6mm orange flare tip. So I don't know if that was a BB gun. Do BB guns have to have that?
No, because I was just looking at Walmart the other day, looking for a prank, actually. Steph talked me out of it, but they have replica guns, dude. Replica Berettas, replica revolvers that look just like the real thing, except for the very tip doesn't have. You could see in the tip it's a pellet gun and not a full-size barrel.
Okay, not only to Severin, but also all of our listeners, it is not a good idea to use a fake gun as a prank. As we can see here, you will probably die. Some
Yeah,
cop is not
nobody
going
knows
to do their
anything
job,
about-
and they're going to shoot you.
If anybody knows anything about gun safety that listens to this show, knows better than to be fucking walking around with guns and pointing them at people and shit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but yeah, to be killed with a fake gun, I mean, you might as well have a real gun because fucking you're going to get killed one way or another.
Yeah.
You know, it's just sometimes, especially when you start dealing with the depression and all that kind of crap, you get these guys that want to be killed. That's the whole point.
They're suicides by cop.
I mean, so you can't really blame him
situations.
because if he tried to draw down on me like that, you're fucking right, I'd end him too. You know, I mean, if he fucking came into goddamn Walmart and started pointing his gun at me and my family, you know, if I was armed, you bet your ass I would blow him away. You know, so you can't really blame him in that case. But although it is a bit much of people with pellet guns getting murdered, you know, I mean, it's just
in Walmart,
I mean, well, no, it's
not just Walmart. Not just Walmart.
Yeah, I mean, you can't make the comparison between him and John Crawford because he wasn't in there trying to buy the BB gun. He was in there trying to scare people with the.
Do we know that though? We don't. They won't release. I was just in contact earlier with the department, demanding why the hell won't they release this video?
Even in what his sister said, echoes of that she knew what he was going to do.
Yeah, I mean, if you with the way that she was going through his multiple disorders and stuff like that, I mean, it's one of those cases where it's questionable on why it was called Justified so quickly, and I'm sure eventually some more stuff will come out in the sense of the video and whatnot, but it's one of those we can't really focus too hard on in the sense of damning the cops just right off the bat, because it does kind of sound like a death by cops or suicide by cops is what it sort of sounds like to me.
It's no Tamir Rice and it's no John Crawford. So
right.
No, I'm not saying rally the troops and let's go protest, but it's just it's one of these where I've become so desensitized to these stories that I roll my eyes rather than drop my jaw. It's I said it many times before where, you know, once you start talking about that you can't put something past somebody, then you really can't trust anything they do. Everything comes under question at that point.
So speaking of things that probably doesn't really make the news all that often is kind of weird. Severn, you like cats?
Oh, I love cats. I have 2 rescue animals myself.
I hate fucking cats.
Yeah, well, you and
cats are smug.
You and one of the local officers up here in Pennsylvania seem to have yourself a little bit of an agreement on your love or hate for cats.
Well, I don't know, blowing them away though.
Yeah, I don't think
I'll still play with them.
The average or rational person decides to point a shotgun at the face of a cat. So, Seb, why don't you give us some more information on that?
Well, we're going to get right into that after the commercial break. So stay tuned for more Cop Block Radio.
Woo!
I wish we could play more of it, but I don't want the video to get flagged.
All right, so we pulling Josh in now.
Yeah, where's Josh? Josh, are you listening?
He can go over to cat. You can go over to cat video with us too.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the cat?
Yeah, I saw a demo needed somebody to add a video to it, so I checked it out while I was doing that.
He stole that story from me.
Josh
that was on. I posted that on my wall.
No, he didn't. He could. You can't say he stole the story from you. What you could say was, "Shit, I waited too long to post it."
Yeah. Okay. Shit, I posted that story on my wall and waited forever to do anything about it, and then when I went to go look, someone had done something about it. But it's cool.
Yeah,
I got the update. We'll talk about it on the air, but I got a nice update. I was able to interview him today.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a whole different angle, so it's free game. It's actually better to like something like that to get a few different angles on, and as you know.
I hate cats, but I don't call blowing them away. I still play with them. It's still funny to watch them run around a fucking room after a light.
Absolutely, it is. Or have little bottles like this that's liquid catnip and just spray it on things.
Oh, where do you get that?
Right on things
Actually,
that they can't reach.
Walmart for 98 cents. Oh, look, I just plugged
Really?
Walmart. I don't like Walmart. I do not support Walmart. I am not paid by Walmart. Just want you all to know that.
You can get them at
Fuck
any pet
Walmart,
store.
doesn't matter.
I've got some too.
Please don't have an officer shoot me while I'm in your location. That's all I ask.
Fuck Walmart.
So, Josh, how long do you have tonight?
I've got all night free.
All right, sweet. You're welcome to stay for the whole show then.
Cool.
Well,
See you
we're
around.
still trying to see if we get James Cleveland on here too, so
Oh, yeah.
don't forget that.
Was my
Your your microphone's way too much in your face. And yeah, dude, if you are going to partake in the shrubbery, you should probably find a way to do that quietly.
Yeah, you either got to walk away from your mic or you got to figure out a way to mute and not mute the video.
Yeah, because that was playing, that sound right there, Steph, was going throughout the whole video. It was like, local man at Walmart.
If you watch my feed, I'm still not great at it, and somebody is still echoing, so somebody doesn't have headphones on here. But if you watch mine, you can see how like I mute my microphone for everything. If there's a video playing, especially, I don't want it switching to my picture. It's supposed to stay on the video, so I mute the microphone. And everybody should who's not playing the video. Because otherwise, if you make a noise, it switches the camera, and then...
Yeah, I actually have the ability to override that, and I thank you for reminding me that. Because when I'm playing a video, I can actually click this, and I become the only picture.
All right, Seth, how long until we're back so we know?
You probably got about a minute.
15 seconds.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, it's just as easy for
I'll
everybody to
introduce
just get in the
Josh.
habit of muting. Because you should
Wish
get in the
we
habit of
just-
muting anyway.
Wish I could just hit my space bar and it mutes me.
You do.
We are back from our commercial break,
Spacebar.
talking about cops killing our pets.
Police
Why?
brutality. It's not just for dogs anymore.
I know, right? It's not just for humans anymore. They figured out a way to kill our animals. Like, I'm just curious if this was happening in the past, or is this like a new phenomenon?
All I know is watch out, like, don't own cats, don't own dogs, don't own goldfish, because eventually a cop's going to shoot it dead because it's going to think, the cop is going to think it's threatening their life.
It's coming right for us.
Well, that's a
It's
pretty
coming
dim
right
outlook.
for us!
That's a pretty dim outlook.
Well, I want to introduce everybody to our special guest today, Josh Hodkins.
Hello, everybody.
Yay!
My brother's against the badge.
Got sound effects over here and you ain't fucking playing.
Cop Block contributor, writer, extraordinaire. I'm eager to hear your opinion on these on this story. Josh is here. He's going to go into all of the new updates to the website that he has been working on. But before we get to that, what do you think about this cop killing a cat?
Well, I mean, I have a cat. I love cats. It's definitely nothing new. I covered a story earlier this year in which cops went searching through an apartment looking for a criminal, and they went to this woman's apartment. She wasn't home, and she comes back and her cat's just dead, and the cops claim that they that it wasn't us, that something else killed your cat while we were rummaging around through your apartment. But yeah, I'm not surprised, but I'm pretty sickened by it. I think that there's just a general kind of sociopathy that runs through police.
His cat's kind of cool too. I met Josh's cat.
But I mean, as far as a new phenomenon, like it's only been in the last couple years that I'm really hearing all these stories that these animals are getting killed left and right. Is this something that was just underreported in the past, or is this something that you think is a new issue that maybe the police are catching new kind of training that's telling them that it's okay to kill our pets?
Well, Lucy in Sandusky was the first one I ever heard of, and then there was a cop in North Ridgeville that shot a litter of kittens because the people who were the house where they were called the animal control to get them out of there, and their solution was to blow them all away and then carry the dead carcasses away.
Because there's no such thing as a humane society.
Yeah, I think it might just be part of the zeitgeist of our times that there's a new generation of people becoming officers. I think that the same reason that the more the more people are being killed is there's the modern society. It sometimes has a sort of disconnect in which our ability to empathize with other people or living things is we get cut off from that. And so I think that these pets are being seen as merely property or objects or something, and there's not really any sort of connecting with them in a way that maybe we're used to in new attitudes.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree. There's some kind of disconnect there between the emotional connection between humans and their animals, and between the police and looking at people and animals as less than worthy of life. But let's jump into this story before we lose track of time. And it's pretty devastating. It's pretty sad. So.
He says after a neighbor found the cat, a police officer shot and killed it. WFMZ's Bill Colt now has the
Severn, you're not screen sharing that.
Tom Newer has filed a
My bad.
He says after a neighbor called about a lost and possibly injured cat.
Technical glitch.
Yeah, you had screen share on the whole time we were talking about it. All right, there we go.
My bad.
Police wasted anything but help. He says instead they shot and killed his beloved pet. Come on, buddy. Come on. Come on, Sasha. This may be when North Catasauqua's Tom Newhart is at his happiest, but he's now saddled with grief after Sugar. That Sugar laying on the couch out there by my wife. The 6-year-old cat he and his wife rescued at birth was killed a week ago Sunday after escaping from their home. So it's like when you're a child, you know what I mean? You've raised them since they're little. You bottle feed them. I found the cat was sitting right here. Neighbor Michael Leinhart found Sugar late that Sunday
Bottle
night.
feed them? Really good?
So he called North Catasauqua police for help. First thing he said,
I've had a bottle feed a cat.
Just so you know, if it's a wounded animal, probably not.
Have you ever milked a cat, Greg?
Did you hear that?
I mean, if it has nipples.
Did you guys hear what he just said?
No, I'm sorry, I missed that.
The cop arrived on the scene, and the person that called, the cop approached the person, and the first thing out of his mouth is, "I know it's not politically correct, but we might have to put it down if it's injured." This cop walked on scene with the intent of shooting this cat.
Well, no, I mean, I think that's kind of standard procedure for injured animals.
Yeah, but why would that be the first thought in your head when you're called just to help?
Because you have to prepare the people that what might happen.
Yeah, that is procedure. If the animals
I wouldn't call that intent, but I mean, he did end up killing the thing anyway, so.
Yeah.
Let's hear after he meets with the homeowner how much effort he puts towards preserving life.
Near his pool, and telling Leinert he'd have to clean up the mess. From what you saw, did you ever see the officer try to catch it, apprehend it, anything to that effect, aside from just prodding or poking it? Was it attacking you at all? It wasn't coming after me, no. After recovering Sugar's body, Newhart had her inspected by a vet. No lacerations, there was no blood other than the neck wound on her body. In a statement, the borough said it's in the process of gathering information and conducting a review and investigation. And after this process is complete, the borough said it will be taking the necessary and appropriate steps. Come on, come here, good boy, down there. There you go, good boy. For Newhart, that means having the officer fired, and the chief stepped down. Where was the effort made to help? You're there to serve and protect, not to be judge, jury, executioner of somebody's lost cat.
I did speak with several surrounding borough police departments. They said an animal is only put down when it is attacking someone or is a danger to the area, not when it's sick or injured. An owner of an area shelter told me that this could fall under the guise of animal cruelty if the officer is found guilty of wrongdoing. Robin Lynn.
Well, pal, you just found out the hard way that they are not there to serve and protect.
Yeah, unfortunately. Sev, you're still on screen share.
So yeah, they this guy. I managed to go out there today and speak with this guy because this is local, and we got a on-screen interview. The story will be going up probably tomorrow on copblock.org.
Well, you got a video you can play now, though?
Yeah, you got a little bit of that.
I actually don't even have the video off of my camera yet. That's how soon before this show I did his interview. I was literally shooting his interview at 8 o'clock. So
ball drop.
But what I can tell you is one awesome thing that this has inspired, if there's any good that can come from a cop killing your family pet, is this guy is not really your run-in-the-mill, pushover suburban guy. He's a pretty active and intelligent person that realized that there's a broke in the system, and he's going to take it to he's putting together a bill, a city ordinance bill, and hopefully it'll get adopted by other places that stops this. And he's going to be putting together a petition that forces the police to, at least in his area, acknowledge that it was wrong and retrain them so that no other animals have to get hurt this way.
Well, that's good. He should turn around and take that petition and get it online and get a bunch of signatures for it, as well as going around locally and getting the signatures. The one thing about it that resonated with me on a little bit of the negative, yeah, I think there should be repercussions to the actual officer who did that, but not having any sort of run-ins with the chief there personally or hearing anything about that, I'm not quite sure it justifies the chief being told to step down for the actions of his officer shooting a cat. I don't know. That's my personal opinion. But I don't know how you guys feel about that. I think that might be a little bit on the extreme side.
I'm sure that.
Well, let's think about that when we come back from our commercial break.
I'm pretty sure the emotions are running high.
So what are we sitting at with viewers right now, Seb?
They've been fluctuating off and on and off and on.
Hi, viewers.
We got a handful.
Hi, handful. You are
90% of our viewers tune in afterwards. Ooh, yeah. Are we getting a call on the Cop Block line? Yes, we are.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to Cop Block Radio. Would you mind turning down your radio in the background?
Another reason for an engineer.
We can't hear him on this side, by the way.
Who are we speaking to?
Who are you speaking to?
Portland, Oregon.
Eric from Portland, Oregon. How you doing today? We're on a commercial break right now. Did you want to make a comment on anything, or did you have a topic you wanted to bring up?
Yeah, normally I've never even done a podcast, dude. But I started getting into your website when I heard about the guy in Paradise that got shot, even though he was drunk. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Are you guys familiar with that story?
Talk about a super newbie to Cop Block.
The whole premise of me calling is for the whole 12 days of Christmas. I think I'm not a rapper, but I came up with something.
Awesome. Can you hold it?
Yes.
Can you hold it till we come back on the air?
This is gonna be good.
We'll be back on the air in 3 minutes. That'll be great.
Make sure you... Okay, Sephard, you got 3 minutes to up his audio.
I have opened Pandora's box. That's funny.
I tried something similar earlier this year with the... I was trying to get people to do a Ghostbusters but Cop Blocker parody and just do a karaoke video of it, but nobody contributed anything.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. I wasn't expecting too much out of this one, but hey.
Who you gonna call?
I just did my first cop.
Hey, real quick though, I'm gonna up the ante too, because we just got these in for the Cop Block store here. I don't know how many people can see this, but
Oh, I like that.
the little lapel pins and shit, right? But
Oh wait, let me
the
see that
guy,
again, 'cause I was
the guy
off the
who
screen.
makes them, the guy who makes them sent me a
Nice.
couple of these too.
All right, real
So-
quick, Seb, do a sound check for Eric there.
Eric, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Like, is there any way to turn his audio up a little bit?
I can. The thing is, you guys have to then refrain from talking because of the way it's set up currently.
That's what the mixing board's going to help fix, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll just just try. You're going to have to relay what he says then to us, because that's the only way it's going to work.
Here's what we'll do. We'll come back in right now, which we're going to. I'll introduce him, and we'll have him do his rap, and then we can comment afterwards.
Is it going to be able to be heard on the YouTube channel?
Yes, it will.
Okay.
As long as we don't talk, I'll turn it all the way up, and it will be. I'll put the speaker right next to the microphone.
All right, well, we'll mute for that.
Well, you don't even have to turn it all the way up. Just put the speaker next to the microphone.
Yeah.
How far are we out?
30 seconds.
30 whole seconds.
30 whole seconds.
So anyway, I'm going to sweeten the pot with that. I think I got two choices. So what do you guys think I should do? You either have a third place winner get one of these, or have the second place winner get one of these, and third place winner gets a couple bracelets.
Like the bracelets idea for third.
Welcome back to Cop Block Radio.
Hopefully that's not a copyright infringement fucking song you're playing there.
We are getting
I think
into
that's
the
public
Christmas
domain.
spirit, and copyright does not apply if I'm not going to play longer than a clip.
Well, to me, man, anything over 20 years ought to be fair game anyway.
I think that's how that works for most of it.
No, it doesn't.
All right, well,
What
we
is-
have a special
yeah.
treat coming up right now. We have a caller on the line, Eric from, where are you from, Eric?
Portland, Oregon.
Portland, Oregon. He has called in, and he has a song to bring us into the Christmas spirit. With Dio's contest going on, he would like to compete live on the air and put forth his submission.
I can't wait for this.
So, Eric.
Yeah.
Whenever you're ready, let's hear it. Do you need some music?
I don't know, because there's like a 3-second delay or whatever, so I don't know if it's going to go well. I'll just do it by myself.
All right.
So it's 12 casings glowing, 11 people dead. 10 victims accounted, 9 seconds spent. 8 minutes down, 7 till they're dead. 6 shells found, 5 left to get. 4 patrols rolling, 3 minutes left. 2 dudes standing, only 1 to vet.
I like that.
That's pretty powerful, man.
Premise of what I've been focused on today about the cop in paradise.
Well, I'm going to definitely try to take that audio off of this and put that to some music and see if we can't play it on our next episode. I like that.
Lower, slower.
No, it was fine. It was great. What did you guys think of that?
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, it's not too bad, man. Not too bad. It's powerful.
Spot on.
It was in the 10 minutes of listening to you guys, so I was like, I'll come up with something. Fuck it.
That's awesome. Well, we thank you for calling in. And
Submission taken. Hey, what's your T-shirt size?
Large.
Thank you.
All right. Well,
I
yeah.
haven't even donated to you guys yet.
You just donated that beautiful song. What are you talking about?
But, I mean, feel free to donate anything you would
yeah.
like. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
What you can do is send Dio your contact information, and we have the contest going on. And if you win, then you'll get the T-shirt. I'm not sure if Dio's sending any out at this time, but you can be contacted at Dio@copblock.org.
That's right.
So go ahead and send him an email with your information, and we thank you again for calling in. That was a really good, entertaining rhyme that you put together.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
See you later.
Thanks for calling in, man.
I love our callers.
What's he talking about? Pennsylvania, Paradise, Pennsylvania?
Yeah, he was talking about Paradise, Pennsylvania, about the case that happened out there. He's been following Cop Block ever since then.
I used to stay out there, man. That's pretty rural, to say the least.
Yeah.
There's not a whole hell of a lot there.
Well, we have one more story to get to today before we jump into our Welcome Copsucker segment, in which Josh is going to tell us all about the new things on copblock.org's website. But the last story that we have to mention is very important because it has to do with one of the guys right out of Keene, New Hampshire. This is
James Cleveland. He was facing charges for recording cops, ain't it? He got disorderly conduct for
facing charges, wiretapping charges for recording state troopers. And we're having a call in the call line, so
here we go.
Oh, lively night.
Yeah, well, James Cleveland was in court, so good luck to James. I hope I tried to get him to come on tonight.
Cop Block. Whoa. I had to cut him right off. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know who that was, but their audio was so bad.
There you go. Give me another roll.
Turn off the radio.
Welcome to Cop Block Radio. Can you go ahead and turn down the radio in the background?
No, I don't want it down. It's got to go off.
Yeah.
He'll be able to hear the broadcast on the phone call.
Can I ask who's calling?
Oh.
Oh.
What's it? Hello.
Welcome back, Eric.
It's been so long.
How you doing?
Paradise, California.
Paradise, California. Oh.
Okay. Okay.
I was gonna say, there's not a whole hell of a lot in Paradise, Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay, okay. We thought it was a story from. All right, later.
Take it easy.
I saw the thing.
Anyway.
I didn't see it was California.
So back to this Keene, New Hampshire. The activist. I'll read some of the story. New Hampshire jury activists gathered this morning outside of Cheshire Superior Court in Keene to perform jury outreach prior to jury selection at the trial of James Cleveland, which begins tomorrow morning. And this story is from days ago, so this trial already happened.
Yeah, he was
do you guys actually know any update to this?
No, I tried to get in touch with James, but he didn't get me back yet. So as soon as he does, I'll put an update up or whatever. But yeah, he's a bit. They're all a bunch of big time jury nullification activists. They like to hand out jury nullification flyers and stuff at courthouses up there in
which is totally legal. I mean, some judges have tried to play games with it, but I think it's pretty much been established that they can't do anything about it.
Well, I think the judges and everybody else and everybody who's been following Cop Block for any given amount of time knows that up in New Hampshire, those judges and cops like to fuck with them anyway. So
yeah,
while we know the truth, it's no surprise that they get messed with.
Yeah.
So, but good luck to James anyway. I mean, he's been on the show before. He's a friend of the show. So hopefully, once we can get in contact with him, maybe we can have him on. Talk about what happened and stuff. Hopefully nothing happened where he had to, go sit in a cage or anything like that. So.
Well, it looks like the next part of what I'm reading here is James already had a bench trial in which he was found guilty and sentenced to 1.5 years in jail. They gave him a suspended sentence and a $625 fine. So after that, he opted for his right to a jury trial.
Yeah.
Which means that the judge's decision could be thrown out if a jury finds him not guilty.
Sure.
But yeah, that was a really smart move on his part, and we have to pull all our positive energy and prayers or whatever for these guys, because the fact that a judge can find someone guilty of something that is known to be a First Amendment right just shows how corrupt the system there at Keene is.
Well, you know what I'm learning? Let me tell you what I'm learning about going through First Amendment bullshit trials and stuff like that, is that what I've been told is that there's restrictions on time and place for free speech. So,
Yeah.
like, you know, depending on where you're standing, some fucking arbitrary line that you cross or something like that means that you can say what you want over here, but not over here. You know, that's fucking ridiculous.
Well, it's bullshit is what it is. There is no free speech zones. They can try to create them all they want, but it's not.
The Supreme Court has roundly rejected prior restraint, man.
What do you think, Josh? We have our special guest, Quiet. I want to hear your opinion on things.
Oh, my opinion on free speech zones and whatnot. I mean,
yeah,
if you have
on judges actually getting away with giving a guilty plea to a cop blocker that was simply handing out flyers.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a zone which you have free speech and you don't really have free speech, which is sort of, you know, free qualifies it as being sort of pretty much in any public place. But I mean,
well, you either have it or you don't, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. It's not there's no gray area there. There's no zones. You know, it's you got it or you don't. But you know, judges are increasingly emboldened. But I mean, I've talked about before. Like the reason I don't really write about accountability stuff anymore is because I want to
get to everything. I want to get right back to what you're thinking. Right back after this commercial break.
Excellent.
Cop Block Radio.
Cop Block Radio.
These commercials creep up too quick, and I don't want to interrupt the show every commercial break to say it's coming.
Yeah, that's why we have a chat window.
You're doing fine with it, but you're doing fine with it.
Yeah.
And you can actually, if you know what it is, you see, that's where the mixer is going to come in too, because if you can fade music in and fade people out, then you can just let them talk until, you know, it's time to cut, and then fucking fade them out real quick and put the music up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another reason for an engineer.
We will be coming back to our second half of the show. This is our longest break, so if you need to use the bathroom, if you need to do anything, we break for 8 minutes right now.
8 whole minutes?
8 whole minutes.
Ooh, look at those shorts.
Who wears short shorts?
I wasn't going to wear any pants at all because I thought that that's kind of not cool to be on the radio and wear pants, but I made a concession, you know.
No, it's okay. We're just happy Sam's got a shirt on this week.
Did I have my shirt off? I didn't have my shirt off last week. You're thinking of Derek.
Yeah, Derek. Oh, he basically does the show in his underwear sometimes.
He does do the show in his underwear. There's no basic about it. And I think if he could get away with doing it nude, he would.
I used to do, back in the day, the pirate radio, just a local small station. We transmitted out of this, like, drunk, crazy woman's basement. And it was messy. Like, we had the final show of the week on Sunday night, and we would go in there with, like, a case of beer and a bottle and a bag and, like, completely sober and see just how shit-faced we could be by the end of the show 2 hours later. And I wish I had some recordings of those shows because they got really fun, but I think that there was closelessness and all kinds of different things that happened at different times.
Somebody's dying over there.
We've done episodes of Cop Block Radio like that where everybody's pretty much trashed by the end of the episode.
It's fun to do.
I drank like a 6, or like actually close to a 12-pack on the air the 1 week. Those Reds were just going down so smooth during the show.
I'll just fill this glass with whiskey and go nuts.
Yeah. Your liquid personality.
That's what I should have had last week.
I thought last week was a good show.
Which one? Friday?
Yeah.
Yeah, Friday was a good show. Friday was a real good show. That's a fun one.
Why do people know I'm on the air and insist upon sending me text messages?
Oh, dude, I know my phone. Like my phone has been going nuts over here. It doesn't help either that the happy birthday posts are starting to come in on Facebook. So my phone is just starting to vibrate.
That's why you don't let the fucking thing send you notifications.
Yeah, I turned that off.
Tell you, as much as I like the camaraderie between the computer and the phone, I fucking hate it.
Oh, hey, wow.
You don't hate WoW?
No, I just saw this piece of news, a local case of this girl who was killed by a cop who was going to shoot their dog and fell and slipped and killed this woman. I became friends with her family. And it looks like the state has decided to reconsider it as a homicide after it was... You never see that happen.
Well, if you want to lead us in with that when we come back, you can do
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely do that.
Excellent, I will, because, yeah, that's...
it'll set you up for writing the article, too.
Hey,
And
Dio,
you can link the radio show to your article as well.
Hey, Dio.
Yeah.
Real quick before I forget, Parmageddon.
Yeah, thank you, Rick. Thank you for wishing me a happy birthday.
Your trial up there.
Yeah.
I was trying to come to it, but JP and his wife are coming too. Are we all going to be able to crash on your floor?
You don't mind sleeping on top of one another?
I mean, I don't really care. It's just up to you. I don't want to blow your house up with all these people if you're not cool with it.
There's already going to be a lot of people here anyway, so
there's going to be a buttload of people going, I think.
Yeah.
I want to go. I'm going to try to get babysitters and leave.
Chip in and get a hotel room. There's fucking place right down the block.
It's killer. It's going to be killer on gas anyway, though.
We can all. I mean, like you can.
I mean, if need be, I'll crash in my car. I don't really care, but I'd like
it's
to.
It's gonna be February. It's gonna be cold as fuck to be crashing in your car.
Is it?
Yeah. I'm telling you, get a hotel room. You can get a Red Roof Inn right down the block for me for like fucking under $50.
Yeah, but who do I split the hotel with? JP and his wife. I'm not trying to listen to them all night.
Have a little respect for each other and don't fucking do nothing for the goddamn night. How about that?
They're newlyweds. Asking them not to do anything for the night is probably like asking. I don't even know.
That's something you all got to work out between yourselves. But I mean,
I'm just messing around.
We can have like I mean once everybody's like I got room for like say 5 people here, which I'm pretty sure I already got 5 people coming here. That's supposedly. So if a couple other people get a hotel room down the block, fucking go there, sleep, come wake up in the morning and fucking come over here, we can have breakfast over here and shit like that and hang out over here and everything like that. But, like as far as sleeping though, it's going to be pretty tight.
Is there going to be a cop blocking event?
Again, middle of February, so it's the weather's going to decide that.
It all depends on if the weather continues to hold the way it's been.
Right.
On the East Coast.
Yeah, I'll be wearing a tank top.
It was 70 here the other day. So.
Yeah, I hope everybody's enjoying their winter spring.
Yeah, I'm loving my non-global warming.
Yeah. What? No, that's a myth. That's not real.
We should be back, eh?
No, it's an 8 minute.
Yeah, well, he cut us off at 10:57, so it's 11:04 by my watch. So.
Hey, Severin.
That's
he's got a point.
Right?
11:06.
11:06. Okay.
So.
Are we going to talk about the Oklahoma cop, or are we just going to let that slide?
I'm good enough.
We have a whole second half of the show. We're just gonna let it flow. We're gonna jump into Copsuckers. Then I wanted to discuss wizards, warlocks, and what the hell is it called? Josh.
Are we playing D&D over here?
What?
No,
Josh, your segment that you do.
Copsuckers.
No, I want to do that, but I want to also touch on your article that you just did as something to talk about. The mushrooms, magic, and something like that.
Okay, yeah, and vampires.
Yeah, that one.
What the fuck are you all
I
talking
haven't even
about?
read it, honestly.
They're playing D&D, man.
I just saw it and it jumped out at me, and I thought it'd be something fun to talk about.
Yeah, this autumn thing, I'll mention it, but it looks like the beginning of the article was not a very good. Maybe it's not worth talking about yet.
Okay.
It looked good at the beginning, and then
we're coming back in 15 seconds. Dio, do you want to bring us in, or should I?
No, go ahead.
All right.
Just so long as
And a partridge in a pear tree.
What have I done?
We are back at the top of our second hour of Cop Block Radio.
Woo.
And we're going to talk about copsuckers.
All
What
right.
is those creepy copsuckers, man?
What is a copsucker? I'm not saying cocksucker, guys. I'm saying copsucker.
Yeah.
Same thing.
It is a noun, or maybe a verb. I don't know. Well, we have Josh here to talk about it. So, Josh, why don't you tell us what is a copsucker, and what are you doing to bring awareness to these rare breed of individuals?
Well, a copsucker is not just somebody who necessarily supports the police, but somebody who does so in such an irrational manner that they don't consider anything that doesn't confirm their bias, and that aren't just defensive but go on the offensive about it. Copsucker is somebody who is just, a police fundamentalist, basically, sort of radical.
If you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to fear, man.
Yeah.
Stop breaking the law. That's what's happening.
Police.
Yeah.
You stop breaking the law, cops will stop fucking with you.
Cops only do things to criminals.
So copsuckers are not cops. They're not self-loving cops. These are regular civilians, regular citizens of our country that just bow to the boot. They absolutely cannot get enough boot. They don't care if these boots are killing and murdering puppies and shooting kitty cats. They don't care because they're going to back them no matter what because they're their heroes.
Yeah, it gets into sort of quasi-religious thinking. There's no longer any really rational reasoning behind it. It's just it's a matter of having an extremely small worldview and an erotic fear of deviating from that worldview by admitting that anything that you've ever believed in your life could be wrong. And I think that I've believed lots of things in my life and been wrong many times, and it's how I've been able to grow and evolve as a person.
I used to believe in Santa Claus too.
Yeah.
Right.
But copsuckers are, and I imagine that a copsucker, we're used to talking to them about cops, but I imagine there's other areas of life. If you spoke to them, they would have just as juvenile, single-minded opinions about things. A personality that was pre-fitted and formed to them years ago that they refused to ever deviate from or think outside of. So yeah, you guys were saying earlier all the things that copsuckers say, and that's sort of the new page that's up at the site that's available from the Welcome tab. Was sort of Demo and I had discussed, and then it kind of went around because there's a lot of things that copsuckers just repeatedly say all the time. You look through the comments, and it's like there's a bot, and it's producing these comments. And I started writing articles about these.
You know what I like to do, Josh?
What's that?
I like to read the comments. I like to pick one of them, right? And then I like to talk shit about them all back to them on their comments and reply back to them and stuff like that, and just piss them off and then fucking ignore them and then don't say nothing for like weeks on end.
Yeah, then you go back and look and they have commented 75 times, like, and they've beat you.
Yeah, and I don't even go back and look. To be honest with you, I just leave it at that. Just ignore the last thing they say and don't even fucking pay attention anymore. You know.
Yeah.
I got
mean,
this one guy now. I got this one guy right now. This is Brad Sutton.
Oh, I know this guy.
Fucking bitch. He said something about giving money to the Mac tour and shit like that, and because a demo needs meth or something like that, right? And I was like, he's just pissed off because when he asks people for money, they tell him to go fuck himself.
Yeah, the meth thing is funny. I mean, have these people never met people on meth? People on meth don't like make large plans and attempt to execute them. They like figure out how to move equipment into their basement and steal chemicals from somebody. You know, like they're not out there doing anything in the world. So the charge is always absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. I love it. Anyway, go on.
Okay, so anyhow, I there were these comments I was seeing all the time, and so I really, you know, I've moved away mostly from stories, like writing editorial kind of stuff, and I basically would write articles where I just would, you know, counter using, you know, logic and rationale these comments that I would see all the time, and they started building up and stuff, and then we got the idea like maybe we should just have, you know, a section like we have the, you know, the Welcome LEO section. We have a facts section, so maybe a welcome Copsucker section that had, you know, its own like set of facts based off of articles that we'd written. And then there's other Copsucker things. You know, we've done the Copsucker's Corner things a few times, and those articles were always kind of fun.
I really liked the number one thing I when I read that you were going to do this that I wanted to see you address is who you going to call when you have a problem, and that was like number one that you addressed.
Yeah,
I was so happy to see that because it's the most ridiculous comeback. It's like, really, can I not question my burger if it's made improperly, or am I forced to stand there and eat it? And not only am I not allowed to question, but I have to stand there and eat my improperly made burger and enjoy it and pay for it.
Yeah.
So that's their logic. That's
anyone who's been to the fucking store with me knows that don't fucking happen.
I mean, I think where their logic first goes off is these people live in a world where there's like, you know, monsters around every corner trying to get them, and like that's just not really the case. The world is, you know, there's bad people out there that do messed up stuff, but like you're really pretty mostly safe most of the time. Most of us are just trapped in our own little worlds and want to stay there without get too much interference. So the sort of fear that starts from is just ridiculous. And I think that was the first sort of response I wrote.
I gotta be honest, the people who want to live in their own little worlds scare me the most, because they're the ones who don't want to pay attention to the real world and will fight so hard, tooth and nail, to make you believe, make us who see what's actually going on believe that we actually still live in this cookie-cutter society where things don't happen.
Well,
and I think it scared the crap out of me.
To believe in.
I was more referring to.
These are all the things that make them feel safe to believe in. So
Yeah.
to take that away means that they are unsafe, and that they can't have that.
Yeah.
I think I was referring more to introversion, and I think that there's a strong line of introversion that goes along with a lot of liberty-minded people, because they're people who you know kind of want to be left alone. So when I said their own world, I didn't necessarily mean that so much as, you know, people who don't want sort of compulsive interactions.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you're talking about like government interference, and you're trying to live, and you're trying your happiness and well-being within yourself.
Yeah, I actually wrote on my other website, advancedape.com. I wrote an article about this recently, about introversion and the art of undoing, because you know one of the things you hear copsuckers say is, well, why don't you go do something? And one of my responses has always been, it's like, well, it's all these people doing something that have been the problem, and like, why don't we like back off all of the doing that's happening all the time and just relax a little bit and stop doing stuff, stop adding more layers of doing, and just, you know, see how chill it turns out when we're not up each other's asses with like all this doing all the time. And I think that's because extroverts, being extroverts, have gotten a chance to rule the world, but I think that introversion is becoming a much bigger thing in our world for many different reasons, which is another conversation. But I think the reason the liberty movement is growing as well because there's a lot more people now that don't want the extroverted world where we're all up in each other all the time and we can have our little space and freedom.
So, I mean, we laugh and we have a good time when we write these funny articles, but are copsuckers dangerous? Can they actually be a detriment to our society?
I don't really, me being who I am and everything, and the cops around here know me and stuff like that. I don't really fear too much being killed by a cop. I fear more being killed by one of these fucking trolls walking around here that are up these cops' asses that think, oh well, they can't do anything, but I can.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would be 10 times more afraid to encounter a cop lover in an alley than a cop.
Yeah, they're dangerous for lots of reasons. I mean, there's that one, that's an obvious one, but I think another way they're dangerous is that they're also very they're very out in the open and very in your face, and so they sort of set the public agenda of what the police think of themselves and what the rest of the public thinks of police. Exactly. And so it helps create a mindset that is dangerous.
Back.
Feeling the 12 days of Christmas.
Okay, Seb, did you take a look at that story I put up in the group chat?
No, I was waiting.
Are we back or are we in commercial?
We are in commercial.
Okay.
Pop over there to that real quick. That's actually a pretty interesting story. It did happen last year, but the video on it's pretty graphic. It's a video of a 14-year-old kid in the Bronx who's handcuffed and slammed into a glass window. And he slammed so hard.
It's relevant now because the cop was just acquitted of it or something.
Exactly. And on top of that, the kid had to go through four hours of emergency surgery.
Don't talk too much about it. Why don't you tell us about it when we come back?
That works.
I'll play through the ads. That way we don't have those on the air.
I don't think there is an ad before that. What goes up? Play the raw video. Don't play the one at the top. Play the raw video. That was only. It's in the middle of the.
4 minutes and 51 seconds.
No. The raw video is like 40 seconds long. It's not at the top. It's in the middle of the story.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I got good thing I went through these commercials. There's 2 minutes of commercials. All right, so can this take up a whole segment?
Take 40 seconds and watch that video real quick. You'll see you'll see that it could take up a segment.
No sound. Why did the window break like that? I don't understand.
Because he slammed him really damn hard into it.
He's inside? I missed it. I'm confused as hell.
No, he was outside, and you can see if you watch it, he hits him with his left arm and sends him back into the window, and the window explodes on impact when he does it.
So he punches him into it. So he's standing there on the other side of this vending machine?
Yeah.
Okay, I see him there now. Looks like the officer's looking out to see if everybody's looking.
Yep.
Wow, okay.
Wow. I had a cop do that to me when I was fucking 18 years old, only when he broke the window, he was so fucking scared shitless. He was like, oh, are you okay? Are you okay? I'm sorry, that was a total accident. I didn't mean that.
We're about to come right back.
Alright, just lead me in on it and I'll...
30 seconds.
Well, damn, what the fuck, man? That was, what, a 3-minute commercial? Or did we go late?
Okay, Paradise Police. It's right up on our main page.
No shit, dude. I just thought it was Pennsylvania. That's what I think of when I hear Paradise, but
Yeah.
because I like that movie.
We are back from our commercial break. Delayed. Come back.
That was the shortest lead-in. 2 bars. He's like, I'm not getting caught.
I did not forget the lead-in music. There we go. All right. So, Matt
Yeah, the
has
Benny Hill
brought
music is one of them.
a story to our attention. And Matt, do you want to tell us about this?
Yeah, this is actually is a story that took place last year in May, back in 2014. It's a story about a 14-year-old named Javier Payne. He was 13 at the or he had his 13-year-old friend with him as well. They were arrested for allegedly punching a man and asking him for a cigarette outside of a hookah bar up in Bronx, New York. But what brings the whole thing to my concern is actually the way that the child was arrested. He was actually slammed into the glass window outside of the hookah bar so hard that the glass itself exploded, and he required 4 hours of emergency surgery to remove glass from not only his heart but his lungs.
His heart and lungs.
His heart and lungs. That's how hard he was slammed into that glass. Now, the officer later his name is Sergeant, I don't know how to say his first name, let's call him Eli Parbon, was acquitted of any wrongdoing by the legal justice system. But what brings this up to being relevant is that next month he's actually going to be starting a disciplinary administrative hearing, as well as a $25 million lawsuit has been filed on behalf of the teen. Now, if you could, real quick, go ahead and play us this video so we can go ahead.
You say on behalf of the teen. Is
Yes.
the teen still so injured that he's unable to do this himself, or?
No, I think it's honestly a lawyer that is representing him. There's not a lot here in the article that was brought to my attention, because this was actually just brought to my attention while we were on air.
This article comes to us from Police State Daily.
It's an ASA site.
14-year-old through the window.
Yeah, that's one of our contributors' sites, Asa J.
So you can
Writes a
see
lot of shit for us.
behind the window there. If you go back to it real quick, make it full
Hold
screen.
on one sec. I was just going to see if we could see who the author is.
We've had him on the show before.
Yeah. Here, restart that video real quick because you missed the best part of it, and then make it full screen.
All right,
There's no audio to it.
There's no audio. Let's just tell everybody what they're seeing. Right here, behind the glass, is the victim. This cop here, Mr. Tough Guy, is looking out to see that no one's looking. And then before you know it, sucker punch. Boom. Hit him so hard the glass went into his heart.
Welcome to New York.
Yeah, I mean,
Boom. Just vicious.
they
And
claim
other
that
cops are just standing around and like, where are all the good cops, guys? Come on now.
Now they say that the window itself was previously cracked, and the whole reason that they came at him in such a hard way was because he was, and this is a quote, mouthing off. But regardless, he's already up against the window. He's already got himself basically restrained, and because he's mouthing off, this other officer thinks it's okay to slam him into the glass like that. I mean, I don't know
that's exactly what he thinks.
I don't know what physical harm this 14-year-old posed by opening up his mouth, but I don't see how he's not facing criminal charges on this. I don't. That should be child abuse right there. Yes, he was
the largest gang in the fucking world, man. New York.
It really is. It really is.
Their own army.
He'll get paid. Taxpayers will have to pay the money. And as the article says, this cop has been acquitted. They investigated themselves and found themselves innocent of any wrongdoing.
Well, to a point, though, because he's still going to be facing some sort of disciplinary action from the NYPD after civilian complaint review board.
What, some anger management classes, man?
Yeah, right.
Basically. So what they did was they said, well, any real wrongdoing, any sort of actual legal ramifications, no. But what we're going to do is we're going to have a dog and pony show, and we're going to make it look like we actually did something, but slap on the wrist, that's all you're going to get. Maybe you'll get about 6 months paid leave. It's just...
So, Josh, what do you think about that video we just watched?
You know, it makes me think that there's this idea that most people have about cops is like that they're vicious animals, and we all kind of know that. But some people are like, but if I stay on their good side, they're my vicious animals, and I'm just going to overlook that other stuff, you know, like, and this is a case of that cops get away with this kind of stuff because there is an attitude among people that like stuff like this is like, well, the kid failed the attitude test, and so, you know, he had to be taught a lesson about how you behave in our society or else. And there's an idea that that's okay, and that's where all of this stems from, you know.
Yeah, people like my old man would say. People like my old man would say he deserved it.
Yep.
It's absolutely terrifying to me that, like, where in that video do they see justification to attack someone that way? He was attacked.
In the badge.
There was no defense about it. There was
the shine of the badge. That's
Yeah,
what fucking people see that allows it.
Yeah, those extra rights. I mean, there was two different things that happened that was against the victims. One, he was dealing with a cop who obviously who obviously has his extra rights protection, and two, he was a young African American youth who opened his mouth when he was told by the man to be quiet. So he was put down the way that people get put down when they stand up for themselves.
And these cops wonder why the youth don't respect them and their programs don't work about reaching out and trying to connect with the community because...
Well, that don't stop them,
what
dude.
they're doing.
That don't stop them, man. They got the Cleveland... I just read today how Cleveland's got this, like a sort of a Make-A-Wish Foundation type thing with this kid, and he wants to be a cop, but he, you know, apparently he's not going to make it. So they decided they're going to make him the fucking chief of police for the day. You know, I mean,
I'd fire the whole department.
Yeah, right. I'd like, I survived my cancer. You're all fired.
I'd get it all in writing.
Shit, I'd have to write that one up, man.
Yeah, right.
That'd be great.
I would just want to see the guy. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy.
Hey, Josh, you're the writer of the group, right? How do I write that up to be like this is just a goof? It'd be like an Onion article, fucking Cleveland Make-A-Wish Foundation hires kid to be chief of police for the day. Kid fires whole department.
You could just write it up and then put a link at the end that says psych like Josh does.
Yeah. Just put satire in the tags and, you know, you warn them.
Satire in the tags gets it done, does it?
Oh, the cop lovers will have a field day trying to poke holes in the story.
Oh yeah, because they won't read it long enough. They'll just see the headline and go, whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's just flip out about this. And not actually...
Another Dennis Rodman story, huh?
Yeah.
You can say that it's expected to go over much better than last year's Make-A-Wish Foundation that let a kid shoot an innocent unarmed person with a gun.
We will be right back with more Cop Block Radio.
When we come back, I want to bring that up about how I'm going to up the ante. I want to give out one of these flag things, you know, these flag pins. We'll make a third place for the contest, and like second place will get this, and then third place will get the bracelets.
I have the lawsuit video over the DUI.
Are we talking about the? I know I brought him up last break, but that Oklahoma cop.
Oklahoma, do you want to do that one next instead of the lawsuit?
Yeah, because we definitely opened up the show saying we were going to talk about him and have not talked about it yet.
Okay, so we'll at least touch on him.
Yeah.
I'll just do this in the background the whole time.
Yes. Yes. That'd be perfect.
I need a baby crying sound effect. Oh, yeah, you know what? I'm going to get that up. Hold on.
Let me just go on record to say that if we do end up switching some of the fucking intro music and shit, I want a Tool song in there somewhere.
I second that. Anytime Tool is brought up, I second that.
If it wasn't radio, I'd say preferably their version of No Quarter, but that's not going to play very well on radio.
There's a cover of a Kiss song that Rage and Tool did together. It's Calling Dr. Love, and it's fucking. They completely made it a different song, and it's actually pretty awesome. You should check it out.
I will. I don't know. They kind of fucking Maynard kind of lost me with that Pussifier shit, man. I ain't into wine.
Yeah. Tool lost me like near the end there. I don't really like minute prog songs.
I mean, technically, if you really want to get technical about it, Tool actually lost me right from the fucking get-go when they started talking shit about the people buying their records.
Yeah.
You know, I listened to that Hooker with a Penis song, and I'm like, is he just calling us all a bunch of fucking morons for buying this record?
He took a page from Kurt Cobain and got all pissy with his audience. But Trent Reznor did that too. That was a pretty big thing to do in the '90s. Actually, is to be it was a way to sell music to people who like thought they wanted to be purists. Like
we're coming back in a minute. But here, I gotta share this with you guys. Ready?
Okay. Yes. Yes. Yes.
There you go.
Thank you.
Okay. When you go to make your announcement, Dio, about adding upping the ante, I'm gonna play a drum roll before that, so you can go ahead, wait the drum roll, and then you feel like I'm gonna up the ante, and then I'll play the drum roll.
All right.
Because we have these fun sounds we can play with now.
Next week, I think I'll leave my bong aside and just bring a bowl. Much
Yeah,
quieter.
that would be a good idea.
You still hear the lighter snap, man. You have to be conscious, really, really conscious of that.
Get
All right,
a candle.
Now you do what they told you.
Welcome back.
What happened to the rest of all our fucking music, dude? We got only Rage now.
Yeah, right. Rage Against the Machines. That's all we do.
We had Rebel Inc. We had fucking
We are working
All That
with
Remain.
such limited capacities that I'm pulling off miracles over here. I'm like walking on water status.
Yeah, remember the last guy they called him Lord on this planet got killed.
It's very true.
Well, I've always said if they're gonna kill me, they're gonna do it on camera.
Until you can turn my water spigot into something that shoots out beer, because you got to do beer. Wine's been done. I don't want to hear that.
Really? Wine sucks anyway. So anyway,
we're gonna talk about Crybaby Cops.
Well, first, Dio has an announcement to make.
Yeah, I wanted to let people
Dio,
know.
you want to tell us the update?
We just got these. Hold on a minute. We just got these here lapel pins in for the store, right? Well, they sent along a couple of these with the two flags on it, the agorist flag and the voluntarist flag on here. So I think we're gonna up the ante for the contest for the Christmas contest, and it's gonna be second place will get the flag pin, okay, and then third place will get a couple of them bracelets. So we'll have three places there. So 3 possible winners. So Keep turning in those submissions, guys.
Sweet. And you're gonna do a first and second place. So, you know what though? If you only get those
And
3
third.
submissions, I really think you should give everybody a little something.
What?
You were gonna do first and second place, but I was just saying if you don't get any more submissions, I think you should throw the third place guy a little something. Throw him a bumper sticker.
Well, I'm gonna have the first place to get a T-shirt, the second place to get the flag pin, and then third place to get a couple of them bracelets.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Nice.
Pay attention.
Yeah, I don't pay attention. I'm doing 5 things at once, guys. I'm running a radio show here.
There we go. Do you want a fucking medal?
Yeah. Anyway.
So we get him a cookie.
Let's talk about crying cops because I feel like they really need the attention.
Especially ones from Oklahoma, right?
Oh, yeah.
That like to rape women.
Oh, you know what's a really nice number? 263. It's really sitting really well with me right now.
You like that number, do you?
Yeah, it's sitting really well with me. Oh, look at him cry. Look at his face.
Perfect. I mean, it's just you can't get better than that picture right there, guys. That's just perfect in every way because it's an accountable cop. It's a guy being held accountable finally. Granted,
They're
they got
gonna
him on
rape
18
me.
counts of sex crimes.
18 counts, but that's 18 counts down from 36. So they still decided to drop quite a few of them because they're saying, well, some of these women were prostitutes, and we can't really say if they were raped or not. Like, no bullshit. If he raped other people, 18 counts at least, then there might be some validity to these other people's stories. I mean, granted, no matter what,
he ain't getting out no.
Yeah, he's not gonna get out.
Some years, so.
So he was driving around
unless you're gonna kill him.
Targeting black women in high prostitution areas and stopping them while in uniform and raping them.
Yeah, that's the kind of person we need out on the streets.
And you know, we talked about Copsuckers, guys. This guy just turned 29 years old, and he had supporters outside of the courthouse singing "Happy Birthday" to him. Come on!
I would have been singing
There's
"Happy
probably
Birthday"
some of those.
for all the wrong reasons. I'd have been singing "Happy Birthday" as a good fuck you. Enjoy the rest of them in jail.
Well, probably some of those women are kind of, you know, there's those women that are like, you know, they like the prison guys and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
You can come rape me.
Do you want to get married in prison?
Yeah, really.
Yeah, what's with them that like they think that things are gonna work out? Like,
you know, I don't know. I mean,
He gets out while he was in there, I guess, you know.
Charles Manson got married in prison, so you know anything's possible.
Well,
yeah, well,
goes to speak to it to me, man.
You have our show notes up, dude.
My bad.
It's your professionalism that I admire.
Yeah, absolutely. Dedicated to the job, making sure everything.
Rather than fucking a radio show, right? That's what
People listening would have never known that. But thank you to my co-host for pointing out my mistakes.
No problem. That's why we're here.
I think I'm doing a pretty darn good job. This is Crash Course Radio 101, and I've run only one show had a major error. And yes, I did take us off the air.
Yeah. Well, you know, at least we're on par with college radio right now. We're going to try to bring it up to the next level eventually, but
hopefully
we're working on it.
Yeah, by the new year, by the time we're broadcasting live for LRN, we will have all of our sound equipment. We'll be running a few different laptops, and I'll be twice as overwhelmed as I am now.
But my favorite radio station was the college radio station, man. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, right. I mean, hey, at least at that point, though, we'll have the taser system in to where every time Severin fucks up, we can just hit a button and shock him.
Hey, no violence, man. We don't do violence.
No, we don't.
That's a state thing.
Very true.
So we have another story to bring you out of New Jersey. A state trooper.
Jersey.
Yeah, Jersey. Nothing surprises me out of Jersey. I'm sorry. They could say that all the cops in Jersey turned out to be cannibals, and I would not be at all surprised.
Man, you didn't tell me nothing, I don't know.
Don't let their secret out. They'll come for you.
Right? Well, it seems that cops in Jersey just have a lawsuit filed against them, as if there's not enough of those already. A bayonet New Jersey man is suing a New Jersey state trooper over a traffic stop that ended with his window being busted out and a wrongful arrest caught on video back in April 2014.
Wow.
20-year-old Dennis Ortiz was driving from Pennsylvania to Jersey. Big mistake, buddy. Go around.
Yeah, right. Just go right around.
It's worth it. Go around, man. There's nothing in Jersey that you need to see.
Did you say you said Bayonne, right? It's Bayonne.
Yeah.
Don't be fucking around, man. Oh.
Are you familiar with that area, Dio?
Oh yeah.
Is it rough
over there? Forget about it.
Forget about it. It's a bunch of Italian gangsters out there.
Fucking forget about it.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like Mr. Ortiz got stuck in the fuck barrel.
Yeah, I mean, he stood up for his rights. At 1:30 a.m., they decided that they were going to give him a sobriety test with no cause, and he protested. He did not go with the flow. He was a smart guy, and he ends up with them breaking his car, and he can be heard even after they rip him out of the car yelling on his video that you already broke in my car once. I'm not letting you do it again, referring to them trying to get into his car to search it. After refusing to exit, the video shows Ortiz and his girlfriend eventually being told he's now under arrest. Before seconds later, one of the troopers can be seen smashing out the driver's side window, opening the door and pulling Ortiz out of the vehicle and arresting him. Sounds of Ortiz's girlfriend crying can be heard on the video as one of the officers pompously says, "We don't want any trouble," after the window has already been broken and the man is already in custody. Wow.
We don't want any trouble. We're just going to break your shit.
What a nightmare.
We're going to ruin your night. So you said there's a video on this.
Yeah, we're going to watch that video when we come back from our commercial break. I just wanted to say, like, what a nightmare. Can you imagine just driving along and suddenly, boom, you're now in your worst nightmare because a cop decides to make you his victim that night.
That's why nobody feels safe when they see him behind them.
We'll be right back.
Police
We're Top Lock Radio.
I really want to thank John Oliver for coming up with that statement, the fuck barrel. Like, God, I love that one. The fuck barrel.
We're in our last segment, guys.
Woo!
Josh, I feel bad. You haven't really said much. Do you have anything you'd like to talk about in the last segment?
I don't know. Do you still want to do the one mushroom article, or?
Oh, I thought you said it was boring. I just kind of cut it out.
Oh no, I was talking about the Burlington thing. No, I mean it's not a big deal. It's
we have.
I guess I would kind of like to talk about how I've changed to the abolish over accountability thing. That would be that's been my big thing recently. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have. I want to. We're going to show this video when we come back.
How long is it?
We'll talk about that for a minute or two, and then we'll jump over and let you say whatever you want to say, and then we'll go out with our plugs.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Awesome. We did a radio show, guys.
Woo! Yeah.
Almost. Don't jinx it.
Don't worry, there's still time to fuck it all up.
Don't say it. I'm gonna hit stop broadcast.
Not for the second show in a row.
We should have cop block lollipops.
Ooh. Yeah,
Put
and
your
give
ideas
them.
to copblock.org/submit, please.
I'm working. The thing I was working on earlier tonight is I'm trying to make a Copsucker bot using Chatterbot software. I'm trying to figure out how to build one that I can that you can talk to it and it'll just talk to you exactly like a Copsucker.
Oh God, that's
hard to do.
hilarious. I would spend so much time.
Wait a minute. You mean like you have one of those little buttons like a fart machine where you can just have a bunch of different sayings on it and you can hit buttons to correspond with sayings?
Yeah,
No,
you never
it'll
use like a
automatically do
Chatterbot. Go to cleverbot.com later on and check it out. Just play with it and see what a Chatterbot is. And I would be making a really crude one. I kind of already did, but I'm the only one that can use it. I had to make a Facebook profile that I called Chad Copsucker, and I put all the things that Copsuckers would say there. And then there's this other program that will like, what would I say that takes like those things and pastes them all together, so I could generate like Copsucker wordplay that way. But I can't get other people. Yeah.
We found their engineer.
I invented something called Botlet Manifesto earlier this year that was writing using Chatterbots, like a new literature form based on modern technology. And I'd forgotten about it till today, and I remembered it. I was going through my site, and I was like, oh, this was fun.
Give me something I can play with.
Severin, you're up. You want something to play with?
Severin asleep?
Yeah,
How about the Chatterbox? Go play with the Chatterbot.
Yeah. Change the subject.
I'm a professional at changing the subject. This is my job title, guys.
None of the other job titles are relevant. This is the one.
This is the one. Cop Block Radio Extraordinaire.
How long till we come back?
In 5 seconds.
Ooh. Good morning.
He wasn't going to say nothing at all. Just
nope.
Next thing you know.
Welcome back to our final segment of Cop Block Radio. We're about to show you guys a video that initiated the lawsuit in New Jersey.
Dirty Jersey.
Caution, this may be graphic for young viewers.
Caution, New Jersey is in.
If you got young viewers on here.
Caution, don't go to New Jersey, people. Stay out of there. We've said this so many times on the show, and it seems like you guys just don't hear us. Because we keep getting stories from Jersey. Like, we know. We already know.
Well, come on now. The last thing I need is a fucking influx of people from Jersey coming out to Ohio, Unless they're people I know.
What was that? Just trying to get home. Where you come from right now? PA, Harrisburg. I live in New Jersey. Your license valid? Absolutely. Alright, sit right here. Absolutely.
Yeah, make that full screen.
Yeah. No, my license is not valid. I was just going to give it to you just so you could find out for yourself.
I like this guy's style, though. Besides having the video in the wrong direction, besides the video being in the wrong direction, he has his camera out. He's holding it right in front of him. He's making it very clear that he's filming, and he's keeping his hands where you can see him, and he's keeping himself composed.
What would be better is if he would prop the damn thing up sideways in the windshield,
Yeah.
Then he could have his hands on the wheel, and then there could be no question about anything being in his hands.
Very true.
Harrisburg. Okay. And where are you heading to? New Jersey. What was that? New Jersey. You're in New Jersey, but where in New Jersey? Oh, Bayonne. I'm sorry? Bayonne. Exit 14. Just don't start.
Oh!
Can you recap what they did for you?
They actually gave me an unlawful sobriety test with no probable cause in the vehicle.
He's got the beard, man, I told you. They think he's a terrorist.
I can hear you. You gotta open the door. That's fine. I'm not opening my door to you. You already unlawfully entered my vehicle once. You won't do it again. I didn't enter your vehicle. You gotta step out. For what? We're just gonna have a discussion out here. For what? We can talk right here. You're placed under arrest. No, you're detaining me. You're detaining me. You cannot detain me unlawfully. He just unlawfully asked me to step out the car. Listen, we can talk right here, officer. No, step out the vehicle. We can step right here, officer. We can talk right. We can talk right here, officer. It's not obstructing anything. You cannot arrest me on the unlawful thing. You catching this, babe? You
For what? For what? We can't tell us to get out without, you know.
Are you serious, guys? This is crazy. This is crazy. You're breaking the window. Are you serious, bro? Look, you're breaking the window. Record it. Record it. Record it. Record all this. I didn't do anything. Record all of this. Record all of this, babe. Record all of this. Record all of this. This is crazy. Get out of the car.
Wow.
Yeah, talk about cops inciting terror.
Ruthless thugs. Just no purpose behind it, no rhyme or reason. Just
We're going to give you the option to get out of the car. We're going to relay you off the highway. If you do not cooperate, you'll be placed under arrest. I prefer not to do that. I would like you to cooperate.
I prefer not to put you under arrest, just your boyfriend. Because he has a beard.
I want you to open up the car.
It's the beard.
she's hysterical, and now she's like, I mean,
she's probably scared as shit.
Are assault victims forced to face their assaulter? I thought assault victims were supposed to be protected from the one that assaulted them. They're like forcing this woman to now get into a car with them, and this poor woman is petrified. She is scared to death.
Well, if she'd be a little less hysterical and know her rights, she would know that she should be asking, hey, I got a valid license, let me just drive the car.
I don't think they cared about her rights at that moment, and I really honestly...
They hadn't cared about her
I think her cooperating with them at that point was the right thing to do.
If she did care about her rights, then maybe she could have gotten, something done, but...
They would have probably beat the crap out of her.
Yeah, they didn't seem like they were on the straight and level there.
They won't know.
So anyways, Josh, you had yourself something to talk about.
Yeah, I just another thing I've been working on a lot recently, besides like the Copsucker's page and stuff, is I sort of fell away from the accountability camp. Writing, I wrote like over 200 articles this year, and it's not like working for CopBlock was the first time I was paying attention to these issues, and the more I looked into the system, the more I realized that it's not just that accountability is not possible because the system is crooked. It's actually an impossibility of nature. Systems and institutions tend to work in the same way that any other living thing in nature does, any other living system or creature or whatnot, and that is to seek its own survival, its own growth, its own evolution, its own safety, and these things divide against themselves, just can't stand. So the tendency in nature is for any kind of system or institution or living thing to try to protect itself. And this includes, the state. This includes the police. It's just not a rational possibility. It's just not the way that our universe works. It's not the way that human psychology works. It's not the way that systems work. And you can understand this from all kinds of points of view. If you can understand it from game theory and information theory and linguistics, and the more I look at it from these different disciplines, trying to hold the cops accountable is just not ever going to happen, because it's just not. It's like trying to suspend gravity in the universe. You just can't do it. So what we really have to do is we really need to work together to sort of invent the things that we're going to be doing in the future that will allow us freedom from institutions and systems like police and the state. And I think that some of those are already starting to happen in those recent articles.
There's already whole communities that actually pulled together and handle their own policing and handle their own issues internally.
Yeah, they're still doing it based on the model of police and stuff, though. And I think that what the future holds is something completely different. I think that what's going to happen is that economic models are going to be and technology will be mixed so deeply into culture that policing will simply be a matter of, if you're not a good person in the future, you will have no value in society, and you won't be able to survive. I mean, money allows you to be a bad person, and if you have enough money, it doesn't matter how bad you are. But in the future, we'll be looking at reputation economies and stuff. You can't buy anything with a bad reputation, and so there's nothing in it for a person to do wrong or evil unless they're just completely messed up, and then there's natural consequences. So yeah, that's what. If you're interested in that, go to copblock.org and just search abolish and check out what I've been saying about that. And if you have ideas and stuff about things that can replace that and whatnot, get a hold of me, and let's talk about it. And I'd love to help move that along.
Awesome. Well, we thank you for being on the show today, Josh. Anyone who wants to come read more about Josh's insights and his deep intellectual style of writing can come see it at theadvancedape.com or at copblock.org. And we thank you again, Josh, for coming on the show. As always,
thanks for having me.
Absolutely, thank you.
As always, you can find me at Lehigh Valley Cop Block, and you can find my writing at copblock.org as well.
You can find me and my partner Scott Marshall over at the Oath Accountability Project on YouTube and Facebook.
Dio?
And let's not forget the copblock.org/store, guys.
Get all your merchandise at the copblock.org store.
I don't see any of you guys with one of these fine T-shirts on, and we got to sell these suckers out in order to get some more. So let's get some fuck the police going on.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, we thank you guys all again, and have a great night. This has been Cop Block Radio.
Tom Cruise.
Peace.